Hi, this is John Paul from John Paul Music UK, and in this video we're going to take a look at looping. If you've never been here before, my channel is all about looping and music tech. Please subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up as it helps the channel grow. Looping, or using loopers, has become really popular. I use it, lots of artists use it. So looping is the process of repeating a piece of music and building upon that. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at doing that today, and we're going to use an iPad and a microphone to do this. So for this example, I'm going to be recording a couple of sections. I'm going to use the app called GarageBand. GarageBand comes free with any iOS device. You can download it and it stores a lot of tracks. Now how I'm going to use this is in recording mode, and the reason I'm going to do this is I'm going to show you the beats going across. I'm going to say the words 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. And it's going to hit record, and I'm going to do it in time with the metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's now recorded 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to duplicate this track, and this time I'm going to put "and" on top of it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now if I play this back, I'll turn the metronome off, and you're going to hear me say 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's going to go back to the beginning again and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to hear the second vocal say "and" in between the 1, 2, 3, 4s. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So that is looping, and what we can do is we can use that to create a track, and we can actually use it to create a beat. So now I've shown you the basics of looping. Let me turn those 1, 2, 3, 4s into a drum beat. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change this so it is 2 bars long. I'm just going to use a little bit of beatboxing noises to create a track. Boom, 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 boom. So the next track along is the hi-hats. So now I'm going to create a bass line. And you can see how we can continue on and on. Let me just play this back for you. I'm going to turn the metronome off. This is a very simple way to show you how looping works. The other app I'm going to show you how to use looping is Loopy HD. This is available on the App Store for iPhone, iPad and iPod Touch, and it's a really useful app to show you looping and how looping works. In the previous example, we've showed you how to create multiple tracks, but we've not been able to show you how to overdub onto those tracks. The natural way to record in GarageBand is one track at a time, or one recording at a time. So with this, what we're going to do is we're going to show you Loopy. So when we launch Loopy HD, we're actually presented with 6 different loops. I have another video all about Loopy HD and a tutorial on how to use it. When recording in GarageBand, we showed you how you could record and it was all the same length. It was 1 bar. You can extend that, but you'd have to stop that, and it wouldn't be good for a performance. It's fine for a recording, but for live use, this is where a looper truly comes into play. Now with a looping machine like Loopy HD, what this has is overdubbing. And what this means is you can record on the fly and you can create harmonies very quickly without having to stop like we did previously in GarageBand. So with Loopy HD, I would tap with my finger and then tap the loop again to actually close that loop. And when I say close that loop, what that means is it means it's going to instantly go round and then start again. What it's instantly going to do, it's like a clock, and it's going to go record and go round. And when it gets back to 12 o'clock, it's going to go into what they call play mode, and it's instantly going to play and go round again and continue to go round. If I tap it again, I'm able to overdub. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to use the same idea that we had in GarageBand. So in that example, we showed you how to record the 5 tracks there out of the 6 that was available and show you each one is a simple recording. The next section I'm going to show you is how we can record all of that on one loop, and this is overdubbing. The advantages of being able to record onto one loop or overdub on one loop means that you can actually fit more things in. The disadvantage of recording everything on one loop means you can't turn individual elements on or off. If you had a one phrase looper, like an RC1 or a ditto looper, you can record lots of things on top of each other and overdub on top. And some of them give you the ability to peel those back or undo the last track you've done. What this is able to do is we're able to section things out. So this is what we call a multi-track looper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this. I'm going to show you how I would use it. So first of all, I would put all the drum tracks together, then the bass line together, and then the harmonies together. Let me show you. The advantage of this is I'm able to turn off the different loops. Let me show you. This becomes really versatile and useful in song building and also experimentation. Next, I'm going to show you how to use the looper with different phrases. Once I've created the beat, I'm actually going to create a longer bass line. I'm going to use the controls on Loopy HD and press the times to times it by 2. From this example, you can see that on track 1 and track 4 were the same as before, are 2 bars long. However, track 2 and track 3 are 4 bars long, but they're all in time, and this is the fundamental thing about looping. We can overdub on each individual loop, and we can also times and divide however we want. With Loopy HD, it has a feature to actually add individual tracks that you can do different timings for, which is really versatile. Next, I'm going to show you how I will use Loopy HD in a live environment. First of all, I've got to deconstruct the track that I'm going to sing. I've got to think about all the different elements, the drums, the bass, if there's any harmonies, if the chords are going to change. and then of course any lyrics on top. I'm going to use one of my own songs as an example. I'm going to show you how I break it down, and then I'm going to perform it. You're going to be able to see everything I do on the iPad whilst I'm singing.
As the stream turns into ocean, goes fires and a divide. Both of them look to each other, but Lancy sees Jordan's eyes. Just a quiet and peaceful village, tucked away from the busy lights. Now they're thrown into the spotlight as the riverbanks lose their fight. Yeah. Helicopters hover over to pick up the poor and the posh, and the country watches the horror as the cars roll around in the wash, and they're facing fear and anguish. People feel there is no hope. The lower bridge is lost, my friend. Look up and we'll throw you the rope. Like a big rig punching through a sandstorm, like a seagull flying through the harbor. With luck on her side, she doesn't look back, but says you will live again. Yeah. The elephants in the ocean got to harbor day and night, and the wind will test those fishing boats as they feel the briny might. The river slows its pace now and reveals the damage done. No lives have been sacrificed, only bricks and mortar gone. Storms will come, stars will go, and the skies are plain to see. But this quiet and peaceful village will break some veins in me. Don't let this one event wash away the cobwebs of men. Close your eyes, sleep well tonight, Ground Castle, you will live again. Like a big prick punching through a sandstorm, like a seagull flying through the harbor. With luck on her side, she doesn't look back, but Castle, you will live again. Like a big rig punching through a sandstorm, like a seagull flying through the harbor. With luck on her side, she doesn't look back, but Castle, you will live again. Boss 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 Castle, you will live again.
I hope that gives you an insight of how to loop. Also, how to do overdub and the difference between recording something, say in GarageBand, and using a dedicated looper like Loopy HD. If you do have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Please give this a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow, and also please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much for watching.